right, y'all. I'm Dr. K. Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and we are so excited to have with us our dear friend Chris Maxwell, owner of the Red Dragon Listening Room, which has had to move outside to some friendly locations, right?
Yes, we have. Howdy, ladies. It's good to see you.
We're glad to see you.
We're so glad that you could join us. But, you know, during all of this time when there's so much negative stuff going on, you found a way to be positive and utilize your time during this COVID-19 shutdown to write a book called Posting Positive. You know, there's so much posting negative out there these days. So I want to know, was that a concept prior to COVID, or did you have so much time that you thought about it during COVID?
In the first 2 or 3 weeks of COVID, I realized how bad it was going to be and how many people were depressed already. And I saw on the horizon what was coming with depression and with suicide and with things like that. And I said, I don't want to be a part of all of the negative things that were going on. At the time, everything was political or COVID, none of which was very positive.
Right.
So I thought I'd tell just a bunch of goofy stories and do it online. At that point, I hadn't even thought about doing a book. And one thing led to another. I ended up posting, I'm at 600 stories now. And I ended up with about 10,000 people that followed me at one point. I don't know if I still have them all, but I hope so. And it was just something that I could do. I mean, I was so bored we couldn't do any music shows. I had two choices, either write a book or drink wine, so I did both.
Absolutely, because, you know, drinking wine, and you know, I chose this intentionally because you and Betsy, I did not know,
That's right.
are both Broadmoor
That's right.
alums.
That's right. Here's to the Broadmoor Buccaneers. That's right.
I knew that you frequently drank wine at night when being creative and booking shows and all that and writing the book. So when you started posting these, you know, they were received really great, the stories. And then when did you say, man, I got so much information out there, I ought to put this in a book? How did you decide to do that?
I actually had a couple people approach me, including a friend of mine who is a publisher and does this for a living, and that's Jim Brown, the former Secretary of State and Insurance Commissioner and all of that stuff. And Jim was very encouraging for me, and I had several other friends who have done books. I did the self-publishing route, which is a story in and of itself, but it turned out to be the right thing for me to do. I know folks that are really in that business go with national publishers and the like, but if you're not going to sell that many books, your better bet
so
is
you
to
think now it could be different.
Well, you know, this is how the Chicken Soup book started.
I was just thinking that.
He
Chicken
did
Soup for the
this
Soul with
self-publishing
Hugh,
to
right.
begin with, and you know, we would all like to have 1/100th of what he's done. But
Yeah.
Well, it's great because you can get a small quantity first, make sure you like it, get all those sold, and then reorder as many times as you want. Because when I did the book, Where Do Babies Come From? Like I said, I think it was
I got that book as a gift when my son was born.
28 years ago, because I think of it, maybe it wasn't quite that, but it was darn close. But it was back in the dark ages when you had, like, you know, these blueprint things, and they went off, and you never even saw a book until you received 10,000 in the mail, and that was very nerve-wracking.
And then you paid inventory on them.
Yeah, as you heard in the last segment, I paid inventory
that's
on
one of the
them.
many things.
So-
You mentioned that earlier. There's no inventory tax. I buy them as I need them. I buy 300 at a time. I buy 50 at a time.
That's perfect.
I think that's great. Well, tell us some of the, you know, if somebody's looking for your book, tell us, just give us a snippet of a couple of your favorite stories that you wrote about, because there are stories throughout your lifetime.
I was telling this, some of the stories, like in college stories. I was a bootlegger. I put myself through college as a bootlegger from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Jackson, Mississippi. Millsaps College was a 21 and over area for alcohol, and I had a 1969 Ford LTD station wagon with a fake floor, and I could haul 13 cases of liquor every 2 weeks over there. So, and I was also, you are too young to remember this, ladies, but there was a time when you could not get Coors beer on this side of the Mississippi River.
I heard tell.
And they made a movie about it years ago. It was one of the Burt Reynolds movies about hauling Coors beer to places they couldn't get it. Well, my brother was at Rice University, and he would buy Coors beer for $1.59 a six-pack.
Wow.
Bring it to me, and I would sell it to the rich kids at Millsaps for $10 a six-pack.
You were just an entrepreneur way back then.
My dad wondered
did
how
we
I
not
came
know?
home with more money than I went off to school with. I came home to buy a car, and he said, "Where did you get all this money?" And he thought about it for a second, and he said, "I'd rather not know."
That was probably a good answer.
That was a great story. So now, Posting Positive, that's the name of the book. And if somebody wants to get it now, and I think we have a graphic that shows
It'd be good
the
for
cover
Christmas.
of it. It's got just your eyes showing, Chris Maxwell, on this cover. And it's happy stories amid trying times. I love that. But where would they go to get this?
Easiest place in the world, Amazon.com. That's the company that does the publishing, and
I love it.
They have a publishing arm, and then anybody can go to Amazon and buy it. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get free shipping on it. So
and who doesn't love that? I'm going to tell you, if anybody's like my husband, they're like on there every day and feel really bad if the Amazon truck does not deliver to the house.
Well, you know,
but I like getting mine personally, like at a Red Dragon show, and letting you sign that.
I wish we were doing more shows. We could. I fully plan to read short stories between acts.
I was going to say
shows.
You should do that.
That's going to happen, but we just aren't having any shows right now, other than some outdoor shows that we're doing, and those are a lot of fun.
Which is the one that I
That's why I'm wearing
to
that
recently.
shirt.
I know.
Yeah, your Woodstock coming up. You've got Woodstock coming up. Tell us about that.
In honor of that, I'm wearing a tie-dye shirt. We're doing a local Woodstock kind of thing, just a chance to get all the musicians together to play. And it's local musicians. A couple have come in from New Orleans for it, and they just haven't had any place to play. I hit them up with a proposal. I said, guys, everybody who plays will equally split the door. All of the money that comes in, we will divide it. The first one we did, there were 24 artists dividing the money, and everybody made $80. It's not a lot of money, but it just shows them that we value their art, we value what they do, and we had a hell of a good time.
And they are dying to get together and play music.
They really are.
So when is the Woodstock, and how do people find out more information? Your Facebook page?
My Facebook, it's on November 24th. That is Black Friday. Everybody's going to be going shopping at 5 or 6 in the morning. Well,
maybe not.
At 2 in the afternoon, we're going to start the music, and we're going to play until everybody goes home.
It'll
be till at least 9 o'clock we'll be playing. And it's going to be on Highland Road. A friend of ours has a home on Highland Road with 11 acres of land. We've built a stage. We spread out. It's right where Highland meets Piku. Just look for all of the flamingos, because I'll have pink flamingos decorating everything.
And people can bring their own, whatever they'd like to drink, their own refreshments.
People bring ice chests and blankets and
their chairs,
whatever they'd like.
Sit out and socially distance. You can sit with your party. You can sit
be
with whoever you
200 feet from the nearest person if you want to.
Absolutely.
We have people who will not get within 100 feet of other people, and they're still comfortable at this. If I showed you the pictures, you'd see sparse people here and there, and it totaled up to plenty of people.
Absolutely. When you can
it feels
space
good
out
to be in
and
presence of others.
You can enjoy the music, because that gives you positive vibes too.
Oh yeah.
We've been missing the music positive vibes, and so I'm glad you've been spreading them through whatever music you can, and this book. And let's talk about some sequels that this has gotten positive response, and you're planning on doing more. Let's talk about that real quick.
This has gone great, and since I've posted stories throughout the process, I still have, there are 230 in there of the 600 stories I've done, so I put together the sequel. It's got 200 stories in it, and I started laying it out today. I actually started typing today. My my high school typing teacher would be proud. I can still type those same 35 words a minute.
Who was your
Miss Lawrence? And her son is still a good friend of mine, so he'll be laughing if he hears this. But I took. Well, that was one of the stories. I took a typing class in high school, and it's still the most valuable class I ever took. That wasn't why I took it. I took it because there were 37 people in the class, and only 6 of them were guys. All of the pretty girls were in that class, and it worked great. I got to sit between 2 of the prettiest girls in school, so I was within 3 feet of beautiful women that were still ignoring me.
You were smart.
Oh, it was fun.
Very smart.
It was fun, and those are the kind of goofy stories I tell. There's nothing serious about it. If you're looking for Hemingway, you didn't find him.
Well, and you're talking about a Red Dragon book too, right? With stories from all the years of music and all the colorful players that have performed at the Red Dragon Listening Room.
That one's going to be called Dragon Tales. If nothing else, it's the best name I could have ever come up with.
Oh, it's great.
And Dragon Tales just tells the stories of small-time music business. And they're almost all happy stories. I do have a couple of people that are a little less than happy, but
but most of it's all happy stories, and the music gives you good vibes. And
it does.
And so the Facebook is Red Dragon LR, right?
Yes, it is.
So
yes,
Facebook page Red Dragon LR. So y'all go there and find out about the show on November 24th. Any other?
November 27th. It's
November
a Friday.
27th, Black Friday. How could I have messed up? And any other date they need to look forward to?
That's really, we're hoping to do Jack Ingram and Ruthie Foster shows in the next 2 months. Those will be the first big shows we've done since COVID hit.
All right. Well, y'all follow the Facebook page and you will be the first to know. And Betsy will have us a seat there. Maybe you'll see us there too. And up next, we're going to be talking with Dr. John Lyons about Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. Important info.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
I was diagnosed October 19th. I immediately started with a multitude of scans, and then I was having an 8-hour surgery. My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of like been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. Kay Solar.
You're going to love it.
Join us every week when we cover
everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the right